Well,
Holy
there.
Toledo. Well, hello. Geez Louise. Custom guitars for sale by Charles.
Oh God.
I don't know, man. Oh, I'm just whoo. There was a storm that blew in just now with the wind
Yeah.
and the rain. What's up, Charles? How's your
Hey,
week?
it is Friday night. It is time for Guitar Safari, and Seth and I are together again talking about stuff we don't really know.
It's been a week. It's been a week. I'm drinking. There's a you know what? She appears to be a Decepticon.
Yeah. Wow. You're into wow. You got some stuff going on there.
There's some kind of Decepticon. It's called Form Like Voltron, Sword of Haze. What the hell?
Oh my. See, I just feel completely inadequate with my Dos Equis.
That's some pretty basic shit you got there, Charles.
I know, Sherman.
Man, I don't know, but it's good stuff, Sherman. We should be sponsored by Dos Equis. The most interesting man in the world. I've been referred to as this. I know that tagline, you know.
That's right.
Cheers to you, sir. I know that you've worked hard and changes.
Representatives of the Dos Equis Corporation are listening.
Yeah, bring it on. Or Voltron beer, man. But it seems like these guys would be a lot smaller in the size of their organization, but looks good. All right, let's try this.
Well, we have an interesting topic today. How do you shape your tone, right? And we're talking about pedal board magic.
Well, yeah, I mean, I was going for, you know how we come up with topics that we claim to know about, but here's a topic that we claim to not know about, and that we claim to say we are here to be enlightened. We would like to know, what was that time in your life when you heard a sound in a song that you're like, wait, hold on, that's not a clean tone. What is that is the sound that I like? And that you sought out that sound in your search for tone.
Yeah.
Hold on.
How did they get there, right? How did they make that? And
what was the first pedal that you got, and then we can talk about people that made, the first electro harmonics, the first big muff, and those kind of things that became famous and who helped that. But I mean, I really wanted to get, because the chat has so much knowledge here, that they usually bring the goods, They do. So, see what they got to say.
Well, since we're vaulting the chat that way, and we want to hear what they're doing to shape their tone, let's go ahead and say hello to them. All right, so we got Herb of Fireside Studios. He says, I shape my tone with my Boss GX100 processor.
Ooh, going. Oh, is that a big, like an old school rack?
That's a rack unit, yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I like that. So here's the great thing about racks, that you can get them like for free. Like people will pay you to take them away in boxes. I'm just saying that tongue in cheek, but it's like you can get rack systems that were incredibly expensive for nothing now. But they're cool because they're like a big thing to do one thing, or like, yeah, very fun.
And Earl is always here asking us what we're drinking. We've been over that one. Yep, I did get the haircut. We're good. South by Southwest, I haven't even paid any attention to, other than the traffic, because I fell in the office yesterday, rather. I
heard it. You can avoid the whole thing, Charles. You have to take that one road that goes south by Southwest.
Oh, God.
That was bad. It was good. You set me up.
However, Earl has been shaping his tone with the new ToneX editor update. It allows editing via computer for the ToneX and ToneX One pedals. Highly recommended all you ToneX junkies out there.
I bet you that Earl's getting some good sounds, like stuff that is like recordable good stuff.
I'm willing to bet he's experimenting daily.
Yeah, I mean, just a fiddle faddle, do a little bit of the twiddle twaddle, go full throttle.
Man likes his knobs. I'm just saying.
How can you not? Sometimes I like to look down and count my number of knobs. Well, I got 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 16, 20, 24 knobs. Holy shit. And then I just looked over at my PA, Charles.
Oh, no.
Pedal board. There's 26 knobs down at my board. But then my PA has just got a lot more.
There you go. Well,
But it's only a 3-channel PA. Go ahead.
Yeah, brother Paul McNary. He must be on the phone. He says he can't tag back. He's sitting back there with a couple cats having a good time. I bet.
Oh, is that what I should say when it's like super inconvenient for me? Because I always want to say hello back to everybody, and I feel like a dick because I think a lot of people, oftentimes say hi to me, and I don't get to say hi back. Or oftentimes I'll say what's up while I'm watching or listening to a show, and then put my phone and then be working.
Yeah,
so I won't see the chat.
And that makes sense to me because normally I'm pretty I'm pretty active in the chat and we'll say hello to everybody and do this and that. But there are times when if I'm driving and just listening to it, or if I'm out in the workshop and hands are, like you're talking about, hands are otherwise engaged, or whether
I've got to be when my eyes,
or whether I've been kidnapped by the missus and I'm out in some antique store sitting on the couch trying to catch up on some stuff.
Yeah,
right?
I have to put it in that because I want to. If I'm doing something, I have to be visually into it, so I can't have the screen up where the screen is even distracting me really. So I put the phone up and over, or I will watch for the chats, and then I'm not focused in on what I'm doing. Whereas I can definitely listen, and still focus in.
We got our buddy Cushman NYC.
What up, Cush?
And, his earlier posting was saying hello to all the people in the chat. So welcome in, Cushman.
We appreciate you, Cush.
Yeah, we got Graphite and Cigars saying hello to everybody.
Is that a big cold beer getting poured there? Graphite and Cigars? I mean,
that is a cigar.
Oh, it's a cigar burning. Okay, I got bad. I see. But it also, from a very far distance, could be like a beer getting filled up. You know what I mean? You got a bigger screen than me, damn it.
If you squint, I suppose so. Want to welcome in Randy Crooks. He says hello, fellas.
He said if you hit yourself in the head with a pipe and then look at it, Seth, then maybe
that'll be right on. Yeah, for sure.
Then it looks like that. But no, get some glasses. I do have glasses, but whatever. Not wearing them.
Well, Randy says hello, fellow Safarians. Nice to be here. A little juice for the show. Hello there, Charles and Seth. And Randy has already been into the music tonight. So
hell yeah.
I love that.
Some Beatles, or what's he got going? Some good playlist.
Oh, he did say, and I've already forgot, but I did know he already started it earlier. So Gorman is nearby saying hello to everybody. How goes it? Well,
what up, Dan?
It's Friday, Dan, so it's going pretty damn good. It's been a tough week at work, and
there's a Gorman, Maine that we used to live, but I grew up in Buxton, Maine, and Gorman was not far. It was, kind of related. Sounded familiar, but Gorman, there were some killer rapids that we would go to. The Gorman Rips.
There you go.
Yep.
We got Blue Mox, tutored Ed Nugent, and all around good guy here saying good evening, folks. Hope everyone's doing well. We certainly hope the same for you, my friend.
It's funny that the only comment that I can ever actually read with my bad eyes sends from Ben Coombs. We do need to send Seth some money for Seth's glasses.
I love it.
For Seth's new glasses. That's funny.
It's funny how that works loud and clear for you, huh?
Well, honestly, my eyes got a little bit watered because I had before the show, sometimes I like to prime myself for the show, and my eyes got a little bit watery, and so I couldn't focus in. Actually, have you ever known me to really be able to focus in, Charles?
Not really, but
Not really.
I thought that the herb was good for the vision. I didn't.
Well, it's it's good for the vision, but not for the focus. No, it's also I have terrible allergies, and this is this time of year that it's just.
It is that time of year. All the folks here in Texas were complaining about allergies today, so I get it. I want to say hello to Marcia Murray. Welcome in, fellow Texan. He knows all about those allergies down here.
Oh yeah, he's in Texas too, Martian. Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
there he is.
Someone saying howdy, folk listening and lurking while editing. Well, here you go.
That's what we were talking about, lurking when you're actually doing something. You can't watch and see. Well, hold on. Take a quick look, Brian. Take a quick look, because my hair tonight is like a 8.5, and I don't want you to miss this while it's happening. All right, because this only happens like every now and then.
No fucking joke, man. You better check this out, boy. He got the spikes going. Oh, yeah.
Oh my!
Yeah, I know. I was impressed. I went into the room. I was like, I better fix my hair. Went around the corner.
This one of those, you went in and you looked at yourself and said, "Damn, I look good."
Ooh. Man, I almost put a scar on my face because I thought I needed to take it down a notch. I'm just playing, Charles.
Well, welcome in, Brian, and we got Eddie Fay here saying hello, Charles and Seth.
We
and
appreciate
all
you,
the
Eddie.
in the chat. We got Steve Reeser saying hello, everyone.
What
And
up,
cheers. Had a good conversation on the phone with Steve the other day. What a great guy he is.
Oh man, have I not talked to Steve on the phone? Now I'm jealous.
Oh, you know,
Oh
got
shit.
Well, Seth, I really think you need to come out of your shell a little bit.
I know I'm a little weird like that. I talked to Randy the other day though, and we had a chat like human beings should chat. I talked to my brother, and he's a human being. I talk to people all day, but not when I'm not getting paid to talk to people. Don't do it as much. Don't choose to do it as much when I'm not getting paid to do it.
We got brother Ben Coombs in the chat who knows all about this tone stuff that we don't. And
he is amazing when it comes to tone
pedals and stuff. And so I'm sure
Ben should know. I've told at least 40 people, friends and people in my circle, you want to seek some tone, or go just find somebody who's down to earth, will kind of be the kind of friend that can tell you off and put you in your place, but still be your friend, and has tone for days and can just dial in tones. Ben. And he's got other stuff too. Let's not all just put him in the tone corner, right? He's got great, fun reviews of guitars. He's got really good setup and fun videos that are like true. We should call them true, the real talk setup. That's how real setups go down. Until people like edit shit, even he edits a little bit, but it's still the real deal.
Yeah.
And I appreciate
Well,
that.
we got BC Rich 581 welcome, saying happy almost thanks Patrick's Day to everybody. And we got Ken from the West Coast saying Hip Making It Work, saying hello to everybody.
What up, Hip? We should go get some pizza, Hip. Some pizza and hang out.
There you go. And we got Dastardly Dave, who I think is really secretly a really nice guy. Not
Hip,
not so dastardly.
Hip, we should, or whoever's West Coast, especially California, Northern California, we should chime in and we should do like a meetup and maybe do it on one of the Friday nights where we could have like four or five of the peeps. We'll all be in one room, That'd be cool.
You'll have to smuggle Ken across the border, though.
It'd be freaking wild. We get the crew from Livermore, you know what I mean? That's Laz, and he changes his name a lot. Who is it?
You got music.
Brent. Was it Brent?
Yep.
I can't believe I remembered that. That's unbelievable that was in my brain. But both those dudes, that would be cool to have. They could be for pizza night.
Oh, for sure. And then, of course, Guitar Man 45 knows all about tone because he's,
oh my God. Can you imagine?
Put the band back together, open the venue.
His studio, his venue.
All those guys down there.
Actually, he's the kind of guy that gets to walk around a room and dial in sound for a room in his own venue. Mm-hmm. That's big pimping.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, Bo. That's cool. That's cool, dude. You should buy a Presley. I'm just saying. Have one.
We get Time Surfing Alien. And he is
I'm not kidding. You're the best guitar. People don't even know. People don't know fucking right. Guitar business is weird right now, Charles. Because China's panicking, everybody's panicking, and there's a purge of all these $100 guitars. It's just weird right now in the guitar world. But I'm building purely from joy. I'm building the guitars that are for me, and I might sell, which is a great way to do it. You know what I mean? Yep. Building guitars just for sale. I mean, for customers is cool too, because you love your customers and you want to deliver the best thing. But we haven't talked about pedals at all. A little bit.
We haven't got there, but BC Rich is bringing us back a little bit here. He says, "Hope the first pedal you got was a tuner." Well, First pedal I wasn't. First
You're
pedal
not
I got
kidding.
wasn't a tuner, but I
No,
did
not
one
at
in
all.
today.
Pitch pipe. Oh, you did get a tuner?
Yeah, see,
Very
Got a
nice. Very
Dude.
nice.
Yep. So
I love that. Yeah.
came in today. So there you go.
Oh, that's fantastic. Well, a good day for the pedal show. Okay. I've had this Diodario stomp tuner that I've had, and I've loved it for a long time. I love you long time. That that tuner. I'm just saying, it came from Indonesia.
I don't know what to do with that.
Soldier boy. Good
I'm gonna transition and say hello to my friend Marcel. How you doing, my friend? I'm glad you're in here. And
Tune
he's
you
saying hi
good.
to everybody.
What up?
Ben is letting us know he got his first pedal 35 years ago.
Whoa.
And he's not going back that far. We'd be here for days.
35 years.
35
Dude, that's I think that's about, I mean, very similar to me. I was a young kid and I had some pedals, like had a what was it, the distortion that was black and orange, the Metal Zone.
Metal Zone, yeah.
Had a Metal Zone. I remember I borrowed my first pedal that I ever got. I borrowed a Rat.
I think it's a requirement that everybody has to own a Metal Zone at least once.
Yeah. If you know, or you could just buy a bunch of bees in a box and it's kind of the same sound.
Yeah, exactly.
But no, the Metal Zone was cool. And I had I borrowed a Rat pedal, was what I was trying to say. It was my first pedal that I borrowed to be like, And then I remember I didn't like it probably because I had a crappy, I had a, not a tube amp. So it was not probably pushing it right or whatever. It wasn't happening.
Okay.
It worked better with the Metal Zone because the Metal Zone was just like a distortion that you could dial on a crappy amp and make it sound more crunchy, which is all I wanted. I wanted to be like Iron Maiden and like those tones.
Well, we got Patrick Trites here in the chat, and he's saying good evening to everybody. And then he's letting us know that he shapes his tone with his fingers.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah. I mean, clean tone, and you can change so much with your volume knob does a lot. Your hands do a ton. Your tone knob does a lot. Your choice of guitar does a lot. Style guitar, you know. You playing your Strat still mainly when you pick up? When you pick up, what you pick up?
The Guild always is the first thing to get picked up.
Ooh, okay.
In, right? The Guild's always the first thing to be picked up.
Don't feel guilty about it. It's okay.
But
no, you don't have to feel guilty. You just play that thing.
Both the Guild and the Gretsch have been getting lots of love, and of course the Strat as well. And so those are the three that are in heavy rotation. And as soon as I get the pickup swapped out in Pinup and Skulls Telly, then that will be back in rotation more too.
The what? The Pinup Skulls Telly?
Yep. The one with all the women and the skeletons on it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's got some Toad Rider hot classics going into it that were gifted to me by Martin of L&M.
Yep. What? You're stoked? I'm stoked to be building this. It's just got its like second coat of true oil, so it's just starting to get there.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't have a Les Paul, and so now I was like, I'm gonna do this one pretty nice.
Graphite and Guitar says we should just turn the knobs on our amp and shape our tone.
That's very true. But what if you want to go a little further? You know, delay. I love the way that delay opens up my timing, and it shapes your response when you're digging in and playing something. Like I've been playing, like I told you last week, I've been working on the Comfortably Numb solo, trying to get it note for note all the way through, which I really kind of am lying because I stalled out since last week. I really haven't studied it, but I played the first half that I do know a few times, and I always enjoy it more with delay, all the stuff that was on the original recording. So, you know, I seek out that Gilmore tone, and then the love using all those pedals because it makes the notes in the solo. I mean, honestly, it sounds weird to say to you, Charles, because especially if you're kind of on the beginning side, you're like, what? The solo for Comfortably Numb? That's really advanced and really difficult.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not. It's really a series of easy moves linked together, right?
Okay.
So and it's the effects that make it sound so much better. Don't mind. It does take finesse and it does take some time to get it, but it's not as hard as, you know, first time you look at the tabs, you're like, holy wow, what am I gonna do? But then you play it a few times and it's not that bad.
There you go.
Do you practice with tabs up in front of you, Charles? Like on a stand?
Honestly, a lot of what I do, if I'm learning something new, I'll either watch a lesson on YouTube and kind of go through it, and I'll write down the chords.
Okay. Oh, okay. So
I'll either go along with it
Yep.
and follow it, or I'll write down the chords or the order of the notes, right?
Right.
And then learn whatever the strumming pattern is and apply it. And then I'll mess around with it and see, well, what else can I do with it?
Right. So yeah, I mean, I'm using tabs for riffs and songs and chords too, but the chords are always over the tabs, so you know what chord, chord shape you're in and what chord you're on. But I found over a course of 2 years, because I played guitar for many, many years, but for the last 2 years, every Sunday I've been playing with music in front of me, right, with the tabs, and that usually the line music is right above that. And over 2 years, I have been familiarized with it to the point where it's very comfortable now to look at, some medium difficult tabs, not crazy difficult, but get a gist of what's going on in my head, before I even start to play.
Oh, yeah.
Which is why I recommend to people that are taking the time to practice, it will benefit you to have the tabs to what you're actually practicing. If you can do it, you should try to do it and have it there. And just even if you're playing songs and it gets boring, having it there, it'll become second nature,
Yeah.
The more you do it. But
there you go. But that's kind of the way I like to do it. But I need I need to keep working on it, right?
Printing them out's the first thing. That's what I find. Once I have them printed out, I'll use them all the time. But then I'm like, I should really. You ever heard the song by Arctic Monkeys, "Crawling Back to You"? Bum 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 bum. Da 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 da. It's got a great riff. Da 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 down down. So that song I learned on tabs in like 6 minutes. Which I was like, 2 years ago, I couldn't have did that. It would have been more time.
Mm-hmm.
But such a good song. Oh my God, that song rocks. The vocal timing is hard. But anyway, they use pedals. They got a bunch of fuzz. They got a bunch of, when you hear that riff, we're not monetized yet, huh? Can we play it?
You can say whatever you want, because we haven't done the monetization yet.
I mean, I was thinking, can we play that song? Because that's such a good song.
Well, we got to talk about pedals at some point.
All right, I know, but there are pedals on. What I'm saying, there's pedals on that tone.
I got you.
Ben can please get the link, and then he can come in and just play the riff. I could play the riff, but I'm not all set up. I mean, I'm not that far from being set up. Man, pedals.
If he wants it, he'll ask for it. We'll send him to him. We'll do whatever.
Right. Did you buy anything this week? Oh, you bought that pedal.
I bought that pedal. I almost bought myself a LPD 74.
Ooh, good choice.
And so I had the guy on the pedal. He wanted it for he wanted 150, and I got him down to 125. But my first offer was 100 because I would be enormously cheap, and I didn't want to pay any more than 115 because I had to pay shipping on it.
Mm-hmm.
And so we Ben is laughing his ass off right now and yelling at me.
That's a great deal. You kind of
probably throwing things at the TV.
Yeah, 125. Oh my God,
over $10.
Yeah, I know.
But I've got a plan. I've got a plan.
Well, if it hasn't sold yet, hit him back up.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm confident the guy's going to come back at me with 120, and then we'll have a sip.
And you'll have it done. Yeah. Check out what I got. This is going to be fun. I
want to say hello to Mesa Guitar Guy.
What up, Mesa?
All right, so let's see that one more
Oh,
time. I had a comment over. Okay, so stain powder.
Kita, it's a pack. So I listened to Chris from Highline Guitars.
Uh,
I respect his advice. He's like a guy that's passing out free tutelage that you can't really get. It's hard to come by. And when he recommends something, I mean, I've seen his finished product and I have never stained the top of of a guitar before. So what do we got?
nothing at all. But
Okay.
Marcia Murray wants to learn how to play songs by ear.
Well, you know what? I can tell you how to learn how to play song. Just learn intervals. Learn intervals. Intervals are the spaces in between the notes. Learn your intervals on every string, and then you'll find trust me, you'll find your root note, and then you'll be able to learn the song by ear in 2 minutes.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
And Graphite Cigar says tone for him is like cooking, right? Guitar into amp is his tone. Pedals are just the different spices for the seasoning.
Yep, exactly. Yep.
Exactly what we're talking about. And,
spice it up.
Michael Krause is saying Cheap Charles is my spirit animal.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you got to be cheap, but that was unfortunate that you don't want to squash that deal over that. I mean, 125 is that was a great deal.
And Chris, I am well aware that 115 for a 74 in a script 74 at that is a ridiculously low ball offer. I can't help myself.
But sometimes that's how you have to swing, right? I mean, I always hit Craigslist stuff. I'm almost always 50% of whatever it is. I remember my wife got mad when we went to go buy my e-bike because it was an old couple and they had it for $800. I was like, I'll give you $4. And they almost had, and it was a brand new bike. So she just didn't want to argue it. She wanted to give him,
And Ben's right on board with that. You're so flipping cheap, Charles. It's worth 50 all day long. I know it. I don't know.
Okay to be cheap. Okay.
I drew this line in my mind about what I wanted to pay, given where it was, and
yeah, no biggie.
I still think I'm going to walk away with that pedal for 120. I still do, honestly.
I know, but still, that was a really good deal. I mean, if it sells to if he goes back to somebody else that offered him 130, like, oh, I'm so disgusted by that offer, I'm going to go ahead and send a counter offer back to somebody else. Mm-hmm. Anyway, who cares really? Because I mean, you'll get it when it's supposed to be right, but that's such a good deal. It's a great pedal. Mm-hmm.
Cheap Chucky will now be known as.
Oh no, he's not always cheap. Look what else I bought. You ever heard of Geiger?
Yeah, yeah. I've used some Geiger products before.
I am kind of impressed. These were like $30, right? Which isn't free, but it's not expensive.
It's free, and they're not bad for what you're paying.
They're actually these were on sale. I got them because they were significant. They're sealed 28-to-1 locking. So I like those. I'm impressed. They're definitely as good as Wilkinson. I work with Wilkinson all the time, and holding these and feeling the keys, they're definitely right on par with them.
Yeah, I know, Ben. I'm killing both you and them.
I know, because you didn't do the deal. So since I was gearing up the Les Paul that I'm building with Geiger stuff, I went ahead and upgraded because you could get away with using the bridges that come on the kits because they're pretty okay. They're not bad, actually. They're pretty much the same as this, but this is a little tiny bit nicer because it's pre-slotted on the saddles versus, but it's always nice to have a little bit of a logo, the Geiger, and it's nice. And so I got a bridge and a tailpiece for it because I figured I would just have matching. And I gotta say, dude, for the prices. This was, I think, $40 for the bridge and tailpiece. Not bad. Really good deal.
Not
Maybe it was
telling
less
you,
than
Chris.
that.
I'm not telling you. You're going to ruin my deal.
Oh yeah, exactly. Don't tell anybody who the seller is on Reverb, because they'll go in there. Somebody's going to offer him 140 because they know he'll take it, because he's all disgusted now at the.
Actually, Dave just wants you to know those pedals you were just showing look an awful lot like tuners.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. Look, dude, we're just searching. We're searching. Some are searching for tone. We're searching for topics. All right, we're just trying to hang out and talk about some shit.
Well, let's bring it back, guys, in the chat. What
Yeah.
are some things you're doing on your pedal boards to shape that tone a little bit?
Exactly, right? So, but yeah, I had to show off my purchases because I don't buy shit often.
Chris, I thought we were friends. Don't screw it up.
Don't you go looking for that pedal.
Hey there,
Don't you go stealing that deal. Come on now. One more thing I bought that's completely unpedal related. Although you could put a hole through a pedal. You could widen the hole in the pedal using this, which I felt like I wanted one of these for. I didn't have a set. I got the ones that go on the end of your drill.
Yeah, I did the on the fabric top Strat. I did that with the I used a reamer to go ahead and make those holes bigger so I could put fender tuners in.
Not expensive, easy. Oh, dude, did I show you the little thing that I 3D printed to make the holes for the two little posts for the fender tuners?
No, you did not. But
you know how that's a pain in the ass? You know what I mean? You can never, if you're putting it in a fresh headstock, it's hard to line up where those two little teeth go for the for that go into the headstock for the fender tuners. Have you ever experienced that? Anyway, I 3D printed a thing that you can pop in that has the holes. It's great. It's right here.
Well, all right, Coombs. I see how it is. All right, so help me out with this one. Dasher Dave says best pedal Roland Beba. I don't have
Roland Beba.
Yeah.
That you put that into the post and it has the holes. You just bloop bloop. Super easy. Way better.
All right. But are you familiar with this or?
I have no idea. Nope.
Okay. Well,
but,
tell us a little bit more about it then.
Yeah. I mean, for me, for pedals, I got to have chorus. I got to have delay. I definitely have to have a compressor. If my amp doesn't have reverb, I got to have reverb. Even if my amp has a second channel and distortion, I might want to have a drive pedal, like a mild drive to put behind the clean channel on the amp and boost it there. What else would I need that I might have? I have a treble boost that if I use it, I set it as an always on that just kind of gives this little extra shimmer to everything. It's kind of set very low, but just above, what is it called? Median gain, where we get them balanced, just a tick above that. So you can tell it's there. But, like a lot of people have been saying in the chat, Charles, I got off of pedals. I dropped the pipe. I put it down. And I went back to pure tone. And I literally worked a long time on just trying to be plugged straight in.
I got you.
But
Eddie Faye's got a little bit of a different route. He's going compressor, EQ, tube screamer, chorus, and delay.
EQ. I haven't been using any EQ, and EQs is something that I don't currently have on deck. Nope, don't have one. Got my compressor. Hello?
So going back, actually, Dave said the B-Boss, the 70s fuzz, very heavy.
Ooh, okay. Very heavy, 70s, big. All right, man. Let me get one of those. Send it.
Vox Guitar Rocks, he's running an EQ, tube screamer, the amp, and then looking to add reverb on his practice rig. He's gigging amp reverb, so.
Yeah, totally. So you work with some of the features that you have on tap. Funny enough, my Mesa 3-channel has reverb. Unfortunately, you can't set the reverb channels individually. You have to set the reverb up to one level, and that's what you get for all 3 channels. But it does have on the pedal a reverb button. So when you go into heavy distortion, you can get rid of your reverb completely, which is kind of helpful unless you're doing a solo. If you're doing crunching and like rhythm and you want to sound tight and thick, you don't want a bunch of reverb, or at least I don't. So, but then when you're doing solos or something and you want to have it be a little more loose and, connect notes, then you want your reverb. It's nice to have it on tap. It also has a solo button. So there's a master volume and a solo volume. So you can set the solo volume above so that you can jump out of a band situation. Really, it's kind of cool. It's a good amp, but it's got no, other than the reverb, there's no effects on tap. There's no digital,
Okay. Well, Ben is saying that the MXR blues box is pretty useless. And I know that Ben kind of likes some of the MXR pedals. So what is it about this pedal that
blue box?
The MXR blue box. Yeah.
I had a thing called the blue tube that would take your signal and it put it through a tube. So it was like a tube amp emulator. Excuse me. I sold it very early on in like my guitar. When I first started doing Guitar Safari, and we're talking 2017, right? Buying Strats for $250 and selling them for $5. Right? Back in the day. Back in the glory days, y'all.
Okay, it's an octave fuzz. That makes sense because Ben's not a big fan of fuzz pedals anyway. So,
and if he wants to play an octave, Ben knows right where they are, so he can just play an octave.
Okay, gotcha. See,
very cool. But yeah. So the fun thing is, I'd like to sit around just rapping. Well, I guess we kind of are doing that right now, aren't we? Sit around rapping pedal stuff with Ben, but having dinner, talking, I remember that pedal. Oh, dude, I remember I remember the first time I went and saw some bands that were, I'm a kid, I'm going to punk rock clubs, and people were using pedals like rat pedals, chorus pedals, like ska music, like punk ska had a lot of chorus on the guitar signal. And I was like, oh, that's Roland. What were those Roland amps that were Roland jazz chorus?
The jazz choruses, right? Yeah, they were real popular.
Super popular, especially in punk and ska, because they had a good solid state thing. I don't know, right? They super chorusy. Oh, chorus. Everybody loves it. What, Seth? I'm just messing with Seth about the Spark. Yeah, no, hey, dude. I am a humble guy. I got a lot of really cool, fun stuff, but I also do the Spark. It's freaking amazing. You can just...
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things you can do with it, and you can share those tones back and forth, and it's fun when you just want something that's sitting up there on the desk that you can plug into quickly and go.
I mean, I know you haven't done it yet, Charles, because that's how human beings are, but I want you to please download the Rockman Distortion.
Yeah, you're right. I have. You told me to do it. I didn't.
It doesn't cost you anything. I know. I'm saying we're human beings. What I'm saying is I understand how it is, but I want you to do that because when you do it, you're going to see that single note stuff on your Strat. Put your Strat in the bridge position and just go to your A string and go back and forth from the second to the third fret and try to get a pinched harmonic and use a little bit of palm muting. You're going to be like, oh my God, this sounds like the 80s. You're going to be so stoked. And then you're going to want to play for an hour.
Right.
So, yep.
One of the things that I like about Ben's tone, there's always somewhat of a slap back on his tone.
He has a delay dial ability.
And that's something that I've when as I start plugging stuff in, that's something that I want to emulate. I love that whole rockabilly. You got that slap back on the back end of your tone.
Get a tight telly sound, get your slap back going, and then, or you get a nice loose 1 second rebound, or I don't know, half second rebound for some solos. It kind of opens up your tone instead of tightening it, right?
Well, Vox Guitar Rock says he was checking out an old stock Gibson Les Paul tribute at a local music store today, and he says, "Oh my God, the straps Gibson puts out
Or they're crap or they're
with
good.
no, you said you get better ones on Temu for $1
For $1. I know. Why even do it? Like,
And I'm
I
wondering,
watched.
is he talking about the straps or is he talking about the strap buttons? Right?
I watched a YouTube short this morning on a guitar, like a Henry guitar, and it said, I can't believe this guitar is so cheap. And it opened up the guitar and it had like 5 really cool things of case candy, like a pretty cool strap, a pretty cool thing, another cool thing. And I was like, man, I need to step up my game. I may have to start putting some cookies in the case. Maybe they might be moldy when they get to you, but put some chocolate chip cookies in there. That's what you get. Some old jelly beans in the Presley Custom. That's what you get. A piece of gum.
And says, I haven't used a slapback since last summer, Charles. Lots of reverb these days. I know, but that's what I still go back to that. I like that.
Right?
It's one of those things where you hear somebody do it and you know what they're doing and you're like, I dig that. I want to do that myself.
Totally. Reverb, all that shit will open up your world, make you happy.
They're just going back and forth.
I saw a student today that was wearing a Mark Echo sweatshirt, and so I said, sweatshirt. She didn't get it. It's okay. Sweatshirt.
Well, Mesa Guitar Guy says he's got 2 bins, 2 plastic bins full of pedals. Just can't ever finish his pedal board.
2 plastic bins full. Damn.
Well, either he's gonna try everything.
Hold on. Are they the long, thin bins or are they the big, deep bins? 'Cause I had a big, deep bin full of like chords and random stuff. I found a pedal in there that belonged to my dad. I don't even know what it does. I kept it. So I figured, I don't know. I don't know what it does. So I don't know. Who knows? Maybe I'll need it. But, last pedal I bought was a chorus. I bought a stereo chorus because I wanted to do wet, dry, wet. And I did that. And that was actually one of the last reverb purchases that I made was a while ago. Yeah. So it was a pedal.
So Michael Krause was asking Ben about the Miku and the Meowlator and the fart pedal, Holy Trinity pedals. And Ben was saying he wanted the Miku. That was kind of the conversation that had been going on, but they were way too expensive.
The Miku is what? What is the Miku?
And so Ben, yeah, I know you're just busting my tone chops, but hey.
There's the headstock on the new Les Paul, Charles.
Dashiell Dave has the Fart 2 on order.
Ooh, does it have more juice?
Oh, it's a juicy tone. Sometimes a little wet.
That's the new headstock.
You mess with headstocks again, huh?
Well, it's my new headstock. It's another head. I mean, it's kind of similar to what Randy and I worked on together, but I figured it works with the single cut because the top horn of the single cut is rounded and comes down, right? So this kind of, in my opinion, works with it. And then I think I'm going to put the Presley this way and then California Customs and then maybe do another California Customs on the back. I don't know. We'll see.
Play around with it some. Unbelievable says tuner wad, then everything else. Tuner wad, then everything goes into the SLO.
Oh, wow. Crybaby. We didn't even talk about Crybaby. Really. We're 44 minutes in and we didn't talk about Crybaby.
Well, there's so many versions of that Crybaby out there too.
There are.
Right.
But if it's not if it ain't a Kirk Hammett skeleton wah, it's crap. If it doesn't have a skeleton foot on it, it's a piece of crap. I don't know. If it's not Kirk Hammett approved, is it really a wah?
I don't know. But Vox Guitar Rocks just got a Behringer TO 800. He says it's really good, believe it or not.
That's right. Wait, what did Ben say? It's Seth? I don't understand. I don't understand a lot of things, Ben. I'm sorry, but I'm usually pretty humble and pretty thankful for this community to even hang out with a guy like me. I had a moment where I had a flashback to when I was hang gliding and the guys didn't want to sit by me in the van, which we've talked about a few times.
Well, Randy's, now that he's situated, he's working to build up the pedal board. Let us know if he's got additions. So,
yep. Yeah, this beer is delicious. I would say that Voltron has helped me to talk about pedals, which I don't know anything really about pedals. I mean, I've had pedals since I was a kid, but I never was the person that rolled around with a pedal board and pulled it out, and that was part of my setup. If I go to play somewhere, it's usually a straight up amp, maybe a pedal, but I don't go that big. As a guitarist, right?
Yeah.
When I'm playing at home alone in the studio, I go and do a bunch of fun stuff just to twaddle with a bunch of knobs and see what I can do. But I don't take it around places because it's just too much.
Well, Blue Mox has he says he's got 13 pedals in his chain. Mostly used 2.
What?
He's got 13 in the chain, but he's using 2.
Well, I get it.
In the delay. The others are there for flair.
Yeah, for the parts of the song that need it. Right. I get it. Yeah. That's why Todd Nichols has it so well mapped out. His I forget what digital device it is. It's the newest, coolest digital devices. What is it called? Chat. But every one of his tones are programmed in from like the album tones. So it just goes by song label. And you just hit the song that you're playing and it, and so he has a list of all the songs and you can just tap in, 55. And then if the singer goes off cuff, it's like, we're going to play this song. He has to go and know from the list and then tag it in. But then it's literally all the stuff. It's all captured and ready to go. Kemper is what we're going for. Yeah.
Well, this is an interesting statement. And Graphite Cigar says he hasn't seen his pedals in years, literally.
Well, because you're going digital? Is that?
Well, either he's gone digital or he's playing room volume or...
he told us earlier he was doing digital. He was doing some... Yep. He's got some stuff going that is
welcome to Ian's Guitar Shack. Check out this emoji. Yeah, check out the avatar here. He went all night hooded on us.
I like that. Yes, I get it. You're it's like, yeah. Okay. All right. Sorry. My wife was texting me. I thought it was something an emergency, but it's not an emergency, Charles.
Well, it could be an emergency if you don't answer her.
Well, I thought it was an emergency, but it's not. But it is the fact that my burrito's arriving at 7:09.
Oh, there you go. So you're on the clock.
I'll take it. Whatever. Any way we can get that burrito to get here.
Well, John ZD351 is saying, I need to put my pedal board back together. Took it apart years ago, and I've had a bag of pedals ever since. And so he is looking to put that back together. Well,
a lot of us did that. You're not alone.
Journey with us. Take us on a journey with you, bud.
Yeah, actually, that'd be a cool video. But you're not alone. A lot of us have done that, like because of digital. Because I had, like Eddie said, because I have my Spark, I have kind of just. It's easy, dude. It's freaking easy. I got 4 tones. I got what I need there. Done.
Well, in Graphite and Cigars, he has done what you were talking about earlier. He says he put them away so he could work on his technique. And he's had some mistakes and mashed by pedals before, right? So he wants to work on his technique and put away. Yeah.
Clean tones, and then when you go back to the pedal crack, it's going to make everything like whoa, like expanded because all the things that you've been cleaning up while not using them are going to get Oh, I know, Eddie, but I have the one that gives you 4 programmable tones. So I'm saying that's all I need I don't even need my phone to
you
pull up
say
all the.
yeah, you got your 4
Yeah, I'm not saying it only has 4
Yeah.
tones. I'm saying that like 4 tones that I can dial in, that I can go 1, 2, 3, 4 is all I need to get by in a sit down. Let's play some guitar session. So I need clean, and I need like to be able to dial it to be all saturated and weird, and then dial it cleaner and tighter. And then I need like a blues dirt. Then I need a super wet, saturated Eddie Van Halen solo. And then I need like Metallica tight, heavy crunch. That's what I need. Those are what I work with.
For sure. And Ian's Guitar Shack is using his pedal board right now because
Nice.
it's not entertaining enough.
Dude, I get it. No, we're talking about pedals. He's got all stoked.
Talking about pedals. That's okay.
Yeah,
and some advice from Bo, who is him and Jeanette are just a great couple. He says, I've learned not to ignore the wife. Goes a long way. Like when you get Murphy stuff.
Oh, well, yeah. Thank you. Yeah, man. Well, did I ever tell you about the time on my 50th birthday when I was turning 50, Charles? Okay. This last year. And I've been watching this guitar built by my buddy Todd Nichols. And I was watching the guitar and I was like, oh man, I really want the guitar. It's been on sale. And then they dropped it from 1,800 down to like 1,400. I thought, oh, fuck. And I don't ever spend $1,400 on a guitar. And I felt a little bit guilty because I didn't want to buy a guitar of his secondhand, really. I would rather pay him directly to build a guitar. But I kind of still wanted to buy it because it was a cool guitar. And I talked to him about it. And he's like, oh, that's the one with the whole rosewood neck. And they had just listed rosewood fretboard. But it's a whole rosewood neck. And I was like, we should get it. So I thought, and then it disappeared off Reverb. So I thought my wife bought it for me. No. When my birthday came, you know what I got for my birthday?
Socks.
Close. I got a jacket. And it's okay jacket. But it ain't a goddamn guitar jacket. I mean, damn it. It's okay. It's all right. I'm going to turn 60 some days. You get another shot. Maybe I'll turn 60. Jeez.
You get another opportunity to make it right, huh?
I mean, God, I try hard for that lady.
Well, you Seth, you've bought a pedal or two in your time.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, so do you have like a hands down favorite?
The pedal that I have used the most, hands down, in the past 5 years, number one pedal is the Digitech Trio pedal Band Creator. That is what I've used the most, and it's a life changer for me because of the way that especially when the pandemic hit, the way that I wanted to rehearse and create.
What does it do for you?
It does everything. People may have seen on my channel. I used to play with it on the channel. It's like a looper that creates bass lines and drum lines, and then it's a sequencer so that you can, within one channel, you can have 5 different parts of a song, and you can bounce back and forth between any one of those 5 parts as many times as you need to, and then you can program it all in. So it allows you to program in a backtrack that is your song. So that's my number one pedal that I have loved, because I could, make these songs. I could stand up there and I can sing, and everything that I've written is playing behind me. So that's cool.
I tell you, my pedals spend more time in the box because I don't have a pedal board right now, and they're LPD pedals, most of them. So I want to take care of them.
I want to do it right when you do it. You want to kind of Cadillac.
So, I want them to be in good shape. But from the very beginning of watching Ben's channel, I remember him talking about the Lost Dutchman pedal. And of course, the Lost Dutchman became the Dutch, and then Lawrence came out with the Dutch Squared. And so, I missed out on the run of Dutches, and when the Dutch Square came out, I got it, and I was just like, and just playing around with that pedal, I get why he likes it so much. There's so many things that you can do with it in a tone, and it was a lot of fun to play with.
Are you going straight into your PV Classic 30
Yeah, I was
on
going.
a clean?
I was going with a telly into the Dutch squared into the PV.
And then nice and clean on the clean channel,
Yeah.
which is, that's a great place to push. That's a great pedal, entry level pedal platform amplifier. You can find it for under $500. PV Classic 30. You get a good clean, you get a good dirty channel. It has reverb. You can get a foot switch for it. That's a great, if you're going to need an amp to take around and do some things, you want to do a tube amp. You want to hot rod your first amp. That's probably a good one. Just new tubes and, whatever. Hook it up, clean it up. So that's a great way to go. I'd say is a good matchup for your pedal board is a good clean tube amp.
And Guitar Man 45 says you don't need a pedal board. The pedal's just placed everywhere is a cool look, and it gives you more space anyway.
Yeah, step it all over the floor. Like, ow, 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 my ankle, my foot. God damn it.
Yeah, and Ben still uses the Lost Dutchman in all his demos. He carries it over there to Long and McQuaid and does his thing.
He's got a Dutch on the floor doing Dutch type stuff.
That's right.
That's right. I've seen the videos. I've seen all the videos.
And so Ryan's asking Ben, what about the Rainbow Machine?
What about the rainbow in the dock?
And while we wait for Ben to type in his answer, we've got a little bit of an announcement here.
Wait, massive tornado just took out Bakersfield. Oh, Missouri. I thought Bakersfield, California. I'd be like, wow, that's
certainly hope those folks are
20,000.
right. Yeah.
That was huge. That's crazy, dude. That's awful.
And Ben still got that. He still got that Rainbow Machine. But
Damn.
and certainly hope all those people in Bakersfield, Missouri, are as safe as they can be and getting the help they need. For sure.
Damn.
But, we have a little bit of the announcement, and that the audience might want to be aware of.
Okay.
And I think it's going to actually be a good thing for our corner of the community. We're going to move this show back an hour. We're going to start an hour earlier than we normally do. And
we're doing daylight savings time safari
for the show, permanently. And so what we're going to do, so instead of starting at 8 Central,
we're going to start at
7 Central,
2 p.m.
So that puts us between, we'll get, the folks that can go to Phil, and then they can come to us,
and then to us,
Quentin James,
and then so we're getting Quentin James sandwich break in between.
And it'll just be guitar night, Friday night on.
And I can have more sex this way, Charles, is what I was hoping. Like with my wife, because it would allow me more time for that good old bow wow chicka chicka bow wow 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 bow wow wow squeak squeak squeaky squeaky squeak 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 squeak.
I wasn't quite ready for that, but okay. Second announcement.
That's the actual amount of time there, Charles. That's the actual time.
It may very well be.
I don't know why he's in on that.
If you're looking for something to do Sunday night on Ben's channel, he has Matt from McCollum Music as his guest.
Oh, yeah.
So talking about his new show that will be later. So.
Oh, yeah.
Excellent.
And Ben's just unsubbed for me. That's cool, Ben. I'm down to 371 anyway. Screw it. Who cares? I'm going for 340. So you're just helping me out, pal. So I'm kind of kidding, but whatever.
It is 8:59.
It is, and 37 seconds. Dude, you guys are amazing. They're fucking believable. McCollum Music, Ryan Hall, Ben Coombs, even though you don't like me, Ben Coombs, Bo, Guitar Man. I'm just kidding. Ben loves me. Who else loves me up here? All these people. What I find is funny. All these people really like me. Michael likes me. Blue Mox likes me. Eddie likes me a lot. Guitar Man. All the Brian Hall. I mean, Randy. Come on, Randy literally bought a guitar for me. So
there you go.
Charles, you like me a little.
I like you a little bit. I put up with you, and that means we need to go out the door because I just got the notification that Brother Charles Green just went live. So make sure you have your myrrh and go on over there and check him out.
See what the Mitch Heyman's happening over there.
We're going to take you out with the Guitar Safari theme song.
Cool. A little bit of solos going on. Come on, people. Charles and me. About to take you on Guitar Safari. So turn on your computer, turn on your phone. 'Cause it's about to go down. One volume, one tone. Yeah, Charles and me. We're about to take you on Guitar Safari. Turn on your computer and turn on your phone. 'Cause it's about to go down. One volume.